Hi, I'm Andrew Player. In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn your Stratus cut list into a set of fully nested parts using 3D-PP Pipe Designer, and then we're going to produce those parts using a Watts-Mueller pipe cutting machine. Let's get started.
Here in your Stratus account, all you need to do is generate the cut lists and then send the cut lists to the Watts station. I'll do that now. Generate the cut lists, select all the cut lists, send them to the station, check that the status says sending, and now we can move on to 3D-PP Pipe Designer. To get the data into 3D-PP Pipe Designer from Stratus, all we have to do is click this Import Stratus button. I'll do that now. Click the OK in the dialog box that pops up, and the parts are automatically imported into 3D-PP Pipe Designer. And now I'd like to show you a few things about 3D-PP Pipe Designer. We are in the Parts tab right now, and this shows all the parts that are in our parts table. Each row in this grid represents one part in the parts table. Selected rows also have a 3D display with dimensions so that we can analyze our parts. Note how the 3D display updates as I click on a couple of different rows. There are 7 parts here representing the 7 parts in the Stratus cut list, one of which is a different diameter, 12 3/4, than the rest of them. Columns can be sorted and filtered in various ways to help you organize your data. For instance, clicking on the diameter column will sort the diameter low to high. Our 12 3/4 inch part is now at the bottom where we can easily see it, and if desired, we can select that part and click the delete button to delete that part. We are now left with only the 6 5/8 inch parts, and these are the parts that we would like to cut today. Next, let's look at one of the parts that has a round hole in it, and we'll bring it into the editor to see how that works. Clicking the edit button opens the part in an editor where we can inspect and/or make changes to the part as desired. We'll make a few changes to this hole. First, we need to find the hole and select it. Now suppose we'd like to move this hole a little over to the right and up on the pipe, say over in this area. The parameters for the hole are in this pane over here, and we can change its X position to move the hole over. I'll do that now. The 3D display updates with our new position. I'll also change our Y position just to show you how that works. And then when we're done editing, we can click this Refresh Part button to see the final changes. We can also change the size of the hole by changing its branch pipe outer diameter. I'll change it to 1.5 inches here. I'll press the refresh part once again to update the display. Because this part came from Stratus, it is already correct and we don't want to save our edits, so we'll exit but we won't save. And we're back to our Parts tab. The next thing we'd like to do is nest all these parts and send them to the machine. First, we'll select all the parts and click this Nest Parts button. This brings up the Nest Parts dialog, and there are a few items in here that we need to make sure are correct. First is the pipe length. This is the size of the stick that we're going to cut our parts out of. 252 inches is a standard 21-foot single random. Next is the nesting distance. This is the distance between parts on the nested pipe and needs to account for the torch lead-in and lead-out amounts. 1/2 inch is a typical value. The rest of these parameters do not need to be changed now. Now we'll click the Nest Parts button. We get a dialog telling us the parts are being nested, and now it's done. The nested parts are placed on a pipe and accessed via the Pipes tab. Here we see our pipe with all 6 of our parts nested onto it. The results are as expected, and now we're ready to send it to the machine. So we click this Send to Machine button. We get a dialog saying the pipe was successfully sent to the machine, and now all we have to do is click the OK button, and we're ready to cut the pipe.